What are we doing? I don't know. This bitch does not want to do that. Oh my god. It's the thing. It's the thing and the thing and oh my god. Well, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Just Shauna here to talk about a friggin' TV show. So sorry. I mean, not sorry, because you saw the title, so you should have known. And technically, I mean, I could say it is partly about a friggin' book because the show in question is based off of this book, which I have read twice, and love it, even though I don't know why, because it's legitimately just a fictional history textbook. That's how it reads. So yeah, don't go into this expecting some narrative fiction storytelling thing, because that's not it. But yeah, House of the Dragon, episode 1, release. I'm going to put this down because the bitch is heavy. You can you hang out here. It's all, oh, it might fall. Oh, I should get the hardcover. I have the hardcover. Let me grab it. It's up here also. Okay, even though it's all fuzzy in the background, so you can't even see it really anyway, but what are we doing? I don't know. Yeah, so I'm here to just talk briefly, I hope, about House of the Dragon, Season 1, Episode 1, which aired yesterday, the day before my birthday, which is today. Yeah, I wanted to do this, and I don't know if I will continue doing this with, like, every episode. I don't know. You will have to let me know. I guess I don't know how much of my audience gives a shit about House of the Dragon in general, and certainly about my fucking thoughts and feelings and fun facts and tidbits of information that I might have. Certainly if you would appreciate it, because that's what I'm looking for. Like, do enough people actually fucking care, again, about my thoughts and feelings? I don't know. I just always feel like a fraud, and I feel like that's just that built-in thing that, I mean, a lot of people feel it, but in this specifically, with talking about some kind of epic fantasy television show that's based on a fictional world that is created and blah blah, there's like a big fandom, and there's a lot of fantasy dude bros that love this shit, and I guess that, like, not even imposter syndrome, but not wanting them to make me feel like a fucking imposter of, like, a fan. Like a fucking fake fan. If I misspeak one time and have a bunch of fucking dudes being like, actually, you're wrong. So I just get like, oh, I don't need to say anything. But it's like, I do have thoughts. So I don't know. Anyway, gonna at least do it for episode 1. I might do it if, like, enough people are interested, but, like, people aren't clamoring for it. Maybe I'll just do it in, like, every couple episodes, or do, like, this one right now and do, like, halfway point and then do the end, to not do it every week necessarily. I don't know. I'm clearly still figuring this out. I'm not going to do reactions, even though I fucking love reaction channels. Y'all know this if you've been here for a minute. I'm still watching people go through Game of Thrones from start to finish, and I'm definitely going to be watching reactions to House of the Dragon from all of my favorite reaction channels, but it's a lot of work. It seems like a lot of work to do regular weekly reaction videos, and this bitch does not want to do that. So, initial, just general thoughts. 2 thumbs way up. I loved it. I was anticipating loving it. I know a lot of people were, like, not even excited about it because they're like, it's ruined. But I knew it wasn't the same showrunners. D&D are not involved. And I don't think they're involved at all, to my understanding. And the music is the same composer. So that made me excited as well. George R. R. Martin himself is, like, directly involved. And it's based off of, again, this is the source material, and there is going to be volume 2, but at least, like, the start of the show, for sure. I mean, I think through the whole first season and probably into a couple more seasons, this first book covers it. So I was very excited, and yeah, it lived up to my expectations. I thought it was fantastic. Overall, I thought the acting was really good. Again, the music, I missed the music. Oh my God, so much. And I guess I liked how they did this first episode, kind of catching us up to speed, the world building that they peppered in throughout and everything. Getting to see these characters come to life is really fun, and I love that. And there are several things that got me emotional. I'll get into that. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts. I really enjoyed it. I'm very excited. Yeah, I have very few qualms, so that's great. Right off the bat, the very first thing that got me like, oh my god, the dragon pit. Seeing a dragon flying in, but then seeing the dragon pit like in its glory, and I was just like, oh my god, the dragon pit. And that was great. Loved that. And I love that we saw Rhaenyra as like the first dragon rider that we see in the show. That was really cool. I really like Rhaenyra. Again, the book is not narrative storytelling, so you're not in people's heads unless they wrote something in a diary and the maesters found the diary and are writing it, or if they were literally there, or there were a bunch of witnesses to a conversation. But yeah, you're not getting like inner thoughts. You're not in people's POVs or anything. So while there are characters and you do get to know them a little bit and see them doing different things, it's just not quite the same, but you definitely have people that you're like, I think I like them, or what they were about, or what they were doing, the choices that we know they made. I like those choices, or I don't. You know, you get some feel, and I really liked Rhaenyra in the books, and I think the acting, again, was really great for her character. And Daemon, I'm very, very intrigued. I personally, just from this first episode, I feel like Daemon Targaryen is gonna be like a better, I guess, Jaime Lannister, maybe, because it's like a similar vibe for me. I'm not saying the characters are like the same, but just a similar vibe of the type of character that you like really don't like sometimes, and then other times you find them charming, or you understand where they're coming from. You might not like their methods, but they're not necessarily wrong in what they're saying or why they're doing the thing they're doing. Just, yeah, that like very morally gray, but where Jaime was very cocky and arrogant, Daemon is less so. You know what I mean? You know, Jaime, the Lannisters in general were like the fucking uber rich who like can't, it's beneath them to be amongst plebeians and peasants and bleh. And Daemon is, you know, the Prince of Flea Bottom, or the Lord of Flea Bottom. They call him one of those things. Because he's just always in Flea Bottom, kicking it, hanging out with, you know, the whores and what do you call them, the lickspittles, just like the, you know, peasantry. And he's cool with them, and like the soldiers and everything. So different characters, obviously, but just that similar vibe of like that morally gray, I really, really like you sometimes, and then other times I don't. And just in this first episode, I feel like it was like generally, I was like, I don't like Daemon. I don't like Daemon. He's being Daemon. How he, like, again, in the books, you only get to know them so much, but like him coming to life, I was like, yeah, this is him, and I don't know how I feel about him. But then there were little moments where he's being, you know, happy and gentle or whatever with Rhaenyra, or being supportive, like at the funeral, and actually showing emotion and whatnot. Like when he was being confronted by Viserys in the throne room, like he has good intentions, you know what I mean? Like toward his brother. He does want to be the king someday, like he's got ambition for sure. And also just thinks it makes sense that he should be the heir, and that he already was named the heir, so it's almost like, you know, something's being taken away from him, so he's mad, obviously. But it like, he very genuinely wants to be there for his brother, but his brother just doesn't trust his judgment. And it's like that wounded little boy thing of like, I just want you to like want me by your side because I'm your brother and I love you. And yeah, you seek all of that. And I just thought it was really well done. Obviously, the actor is helpful in that regard. What's his name? Matt Smith. Yeah, Matt Smith. I also got a little emotional. And when I say emotional, I don't mean I was actually like crying or choked up, but just like that, like, oh God, oh, the feels, the chills, the like, from seeing Catspaw, which we knew we were going to see, obviously, because it was in the trailers and whatnot. But that was really, really cool. And of course, seeing Balerion, the Black Dread's skull down there in the monument, that was great. And fun fact for you that Viserys was the last person to ride Balerion when he was already like really, really old, and he had been just kicking it in the dragon pit for a while. I don't remember how long exactly. But yeah, Balerion had just been lazing about in the dragon pit ever since coming back with, the one princess, and I cannot remember her name right now. It started with an A, I think. the princess Aria. At any rate, she jumped onto Balerion and fucking dipped and went across the narrow sea and was gone for a year. No one knew where she was. And then she came back a year later and she was like at death's door, fell off Balerion, and he had a huge gash, like a gaping wound down his side, I think. And they didn't know what it came from because, I mean, what could harm a dragon's tough-ass skin like that? It's basically armor. And they didn't know what was wrong with her, with the princess. She had, like, boils, and the maester said she had worms coming out of her, and it looked like worms were under her skin. And that is one story that I'm like, I want to fucking know what happened. Where the fuck did this bitch go? What happened? What happened to Balerion? But yeah, I think it was after that Balerion was, like, put in the dragon pit, and he was just chilling. And then Viserys, when he was younger, took him for a quick ride because Balerion could barely do anything. And he only lived like a year or less after that one last ride, and then he died. So, and then Viserys never took another dragon. The one like kind of qualm I had was with the one scene with Aemma's death. And it wasn't even that she died that I had a qualm with, or that like he made that choice, because I'm like, she would like a woman whose baby is stuck and about to die. I'm pretty sure most women, if they're told, like, hey, your baby might be able to live, you're going to die either way, no matter what, but we could try to get the baby out, but, like, it's going to be terrible and awful, and, like, you're going to be in a lot of pain, because we can't give you any more drugs. Like, she would say yes. Like, 99.9% of people are going to be like, yep, do the thing then. So that was my only thing, is I wish he just would have told her. But then I was like, maybe she was so, like, drugged already that they didn't think that she would have understood anyway, and she probably would have panicked still, regardless. But I'm like, could we have tried or said that? Could the maester have, like, told him, like, hey, don't say anything to her because she's just going to panic no matter what anyway. But you know what I mean? It's just like, that sucks that she had to die, like, not just in pain. Like, obviously she was going to die in pain with what they had to do. But, like, being confused and fucking terrified of, like, not knowing what the hell is happening to her and why, you know? I'm like, could we not have tried to tell her? And, right? Like, because maybe she would have been able to, like, be coherent enough to understand, and, like, I mean, it's like she still would have screamed and whatnot, but it's just the knowing that she was so confused. And so, like, what? Where I was like, oh, that sucks. I don't like that. But again, I didn't mind that he made that choice and that she had to die. Like, and Rhaenys, the older woman we saw, she's the cousin of the king. And it's really interesting that, so, like, with Rhaenys, she was expected to be next in line after her father, who was Prince Aemon, and he was Prince of Dragonstone. So he was the heir after Jaehaerys. And it was just, like, when she was born, Queen Alysanne, like, said something to that effect. I don't remember the exact quote, but she said something to the effect of, like, she's going to be our next queen or our new queen or whatever. And, like, that was just how it was set up, is, like, she's gonna be next in line after her dad. But then when her dad, Prince Aemon, died, that's when Jaehaerys appointed her uncle then, Balon, and just passed over Rhaenys entirely. But then Balon died, and that's when the Great Council happened, and that's when Balon's son, Viserys, was chosen. So her cousin, and yeah, passed over her once again. And it's just so interesting that, like, it's the same kind of situation now, with just the line of succession being in question, because God forbid a woman be next in line. Can't have a woman being the heir, even if she was. That's the thing too, in the book, Rhaenyra was basically, like, raised from birth to kind of rule, like, from a very young age as well. And if I remember correctly in the book, I don't know that Daemon was ever actually named as the heir. He always wanted to be, but I think, like, he kind of thought he would or expected to, and that a lot of people just assumed he would, but I don't believe he ever actually was named the heir. I'm pretty sure. I should have looked that up, but I did not. So yeah, it's just interesting, like, what they're kind of tweaking or whatever. And with all the, like, the lineage and the fucking family tree shit, I get that they can't explain everything in excruciating detail because it's convoluted as fuck already. Like the Valerians Valerians and the Targaryens, they are like cousins. They're like, their family is also from Old Valyria at some point. And yeah, they just do the cousin marrying, the sister marrying, like, all the time. Like Aemma and Viserys were cousins. She was a Targaryen on one side, I believe on her mom's side, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it's already convoluted as all fuck, and it's only gonna get more so in the future with this whole Dance of the Dragons thing. And yeah, it gets so interesting. All the political stuff. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. I obviously really enjoyed the first episode, and I will happily talk about it more if anybody cares, but I don't know. I'm like, do I have anything to add? I don't know that I do, really. It's more just me being like, I think it's great. Oh my god. Oh, Aegon's dream. I did want to talk about that, actually. Sorry. I loved that. Like, oh my god. I was like, oh my god, I can't. I was like getting a little actually emotional at that part, just because of the part talking about, you know, that a Targaryen king or queen needs to be there to unite the worlds of men against this, you know, whatever. And I was like, oh my god, Jon Snow, but also Dany and like them together. And oh my god, I just love it so much. All of those things, I'm just like, oh my god, getting chills about it. But then I was like, it kind of puts a big plot hole in Game of Thrones, though, that this was like passed on down from Targaryen to Targaryen, you know, from like one king to the next heir and everything. Because I'm like, it was literally never mentioned fucking anywhere in Game of Thrones. But then I was like, I guess it does stand to reason that by the time, you know, we are there with season 1 of Game of Thrones, you know, the Mad King is gone, the Targaryens are basically gone. It's like he probably had told Rhaegar, but then like Rhaegar died, so it's like this prophecy just kind of died out because the Targaryens essentially died out. Any Targaryen who would have known this prophecy. So then I'm like, okay, but then I was like, they wouldn't have written it down ever? No one, like, why would they keep this a big, deep, dark secret? To not panic people? But like, you would think they would have like told the Citadel or something, like, hey, be on the lookout for this crazy shit. You know, I don't know. But it's whatever. I still am a fucking sucker. So I was like, oh my god, it's the thing. It's the thing and the thing and oh my god. So, whatever. I'm a sap. I'm a sucker. But okay, that's all. Yeah, just chit-chatting about it. If you are watching the show, also let me know how you felt about episode 1. Are you excited? Are you hesitant? Did you hate it? Did you love it? Did you have problems that I didn't have with it? Let me know. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.